narratives and propaganda. This is why TFR is 100% uncensored, unregulated, and listener-supported. The shows on TFR are not micromanaged by the station, and our hosts are free to speak their minds however they please. As such, the views and opinions expressed on our station are of those who make them. If you happen to hear anything offensive on TFR, please send us an email to toughtitty@tfrlive.com, and we'll be happy to tell you that we really don't give a damn. We stand for freedom of speech and non-censorship. If you also stand for free speech, you can go to tfrlive.com/signup and sign up for a TFR supporter pass and help us in our mission to keep the airwaves uncensored and unregulated. TFR Live, your uncensored and unregulated protection from deception.
Impeachment inquiry, major snowstorm. I'm Ann Cates. The House Intelligence Committee will vote tomorrow on the findings of the impeachment probe, and GOP lawmakers are ready with a rebuttal.
Looking to get out ahead of the Democrats, Republican staffers on the House Intelligence, Oversight, and Foreign Affairs committees have drafted a 123-page report. The GOP findings among the three committees that took testimony and looked at evidence, quote, none of the Democrats' witnesses testified to having evidence of bribery, extortion, or any high crime or misdemeanor, end quote. Democrats on the Intelligence Committee produced their own reports, though it's not public. The Republicans say President Trump had a good reason to request a favor of President Volodymyr Zelensky, that is, Ukraine's history of corruption. Bob Costantini, Washington.
The Northeast is being hit by heavy snow.
The snow continued to pile up north of New York City from the Catskill Mountains to the state capital in Albany. Governor Andrew Cuomo declared a state of emergency in 7 counties.
To make sure we can deploy resources where we need to deploy resources. We're also going to call out 300 National Guardsmen, Guards people who are just indispensable in these situations.
The storm is expected to stick around for a while, with the last remnants finally moving on at sunrise on Tuesday. Steve Kastenbaum, New York.
The search continues for the gunman who wounded 10 near the historic French Quarter in New Orleans. New Orleans Police Superintendent Sean Ferguson says investigators have found the motive for the incident.
This stems from a feud between individuals who are not from the New Orleans metropolitan area. So this is not a domestic terrorism act. This is a feud,
Jason, you joining us tonight?
Ongoing feud that we're working with.
I didn't know I was supposed to, but I can.
No, you don't need to. It's up to you. You were still on the call. That's why I picked you up.
Wall Street retreated today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 268
That's
points.
Funny.
The S&P down 27. The
I'm
Nasdaq
actually in the middle of
97.
something, so if you don't need me, I'm going to
Cates.
pass on this one.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, brother. Have a good night.
Talk to you soon.
You are now tuned into the truth frequency.
Your protection from deception. This is Truth Frequency Radio.
Astronauts to the moon.
Ten, 9, ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Not to get off track here, but I feel like we're in the Truman Show, and we're in a snow globe, and they just shook it up.
Welcome to reality.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us here at Truth Frequency Radio, your protection from deception. And yeah, you are very lucky tonight as you are tuned into the #1 show on Truth Frequency Radio on Monday nights from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific and 9 to 11 Eastern. That show is Jeranism Monday Night Raw, and it starts right now. I'm your host, Jeran from Jeranism, and joining me, as he normally does, is the great, the powerful, the man with the plan, the man with the planes, the man with the, you name it. He's got everything. The app, David Weiss.
The
David.
calendar.
Oh, yeah, the calendar. Can't list everything. It'd be impossible.
Hey, what is going on, man? How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. Doing okay. It's Monday. It's December 2nd for those who are keeping track. I know Dave is with his brand new calendar. Dave, that is a piece of work, man. How can I get one?
You know what? I'm willing to order them for people that I said they're expensive because they're $20 a piece, which isn't that bad for a calendar. But then there's $10 shipping. But no matter how many you order, it stays at $10. So.
Oh, okay. So
I got 10, which makes them $21 a piece. Super high quality. They're awesome gifts, and I can't wait to give them to people because they won't be able to throw them out. It's too nice.
Yeah, they look pretty dope. Yeah, where'd you come up with all those images? Those are
from my book. A couple little edits. You know, Apple has a little, their bookmaking program. For an evil company, they sure have some good products that I like.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. How's the weather back east today?
It is snowing, raining, hailing, and sleeting at the same time.
Yeah, it's been ugly here in California. Very stormy, very wet, very cold. Not a lot of fun. I had to drive back from Gilroy today, and it was not fun going over the hill. A lot of traffic, barely made it in time, but I'm here, and that's all that counts.
Yeah.
So everybody should be very happy with that. Anyway, let's see here. What do we have going on? Hopefully everybody checked out Glowbusters yesterday. It was good to be back, and we had a good topic highlighting space blimps, which was quite fun. Dave, you joined us for a bit.
I did. I think I was there for the whole show.
Were
Except when Bob said I wasn't there.
Right. You're heading to your studio.
You got me confused with Eero, I think.
That's all right. We can pretend. Well, that is a studio that you have upstairs. I love it.
I was there.
It's very nice.
It's funny because we were talking, before the show. It was okay, we're starting, and then like 2 minutes later, he's like, "Yeah, Dave's on his way to the studio." I'm like, "What?" Like, I guess he doesn't want me on until that segment, but that's fine.
That's all right. I know Bob says he wants a naked flat Earth girls on his calendar. That's what Bob said. Bob always adding brilliance to the chat. Thank you, Bob, for that. I don't know if I'd say the same thing, but hey, we'll take it. So thank you guys for joining us. It's great to be here again for another Monday Night Raw. We've got Christmas coming up, so we want to talk a little bit about some ideas on how you can treat family and friends. Let's start there, though, Dave, because I think it's so important to point out the importance of the app, and people might think that we do that a little bit too much. But number one, Dave gives me $1 for every time I mention it. So the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, Zodiac, and Clock app is, definitely the present that you want underneath the tree if you don't already have it, and the present to give if you're looking for something to give. But I think that the reason for that is because it just encompasses so much. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of things that are hard to convey quickly to people that might be interested in this topic. The app kind of sums it up very simply. I mean, you always get the people asking about circumnavigation. How does circumnavigation work? And for a lot of us, and I know, it's certainly true for me, and I'm not sure about other people, but I've heard it a lot, that the AE map is something that woke them up. Because you always hear, things fall off the edge, and you always hear we can't have circumnavigation unless it's a sphere. So when you first see the AE map, it really wakes you up. So when you're able to pull that out of your pocket, show somebody the AE map, add the weather to the top of it, you're able to go into the FAQs, you're able to show them all the different frequently asked questions. You can give them the Flat Earth Challenge, the Sun, Moon, Zodiac, and Clock app challenge, which is simply to watch the video that is shown in the featured video every day. And from that, I think that we're getting new Flat Earthers every day. Dave, how are the download numbers? Are they still good? Are they falling?
Yeah, they're steady. Whenever I do an interview outside of the Flat Earth circles, it gets a jump and then it kind of maintains. So it is moving. The Globe Euro Tour has been handing out my cards in 50 different countries, and I saw a steady growth out there. So
nice.
It's super fun to see people get this and how it works. Just today, Paige was saying that she was talking to a client of hers who's going to Antarctica, who she's touched on Flat Earth, but they're like, nope, it's a ball. And he keeps showing where he's going on his globe, showing her. And she said that it's weird because he's going to be in South America and it's really warm. It's really warm. No, he's cold here. Then it gets warm, and then it gets cold again. And I'm like, why is it warm in the middle? And you just look at the map. I mean, it's very simple for a flat earther because it's like, wait, doesn't everybody know this? But not everybody knows this. And you can just show them in between the tropics, it's warm. That's why it's tropical. And because the sun stays in there and it's cold, warm, cold on your way to Antarctica.
I think that there's really no better way to show the seasons and to show why in the north we've got, of course we were all taught that there was some sort of ice there. That's where Santa lived, everything. But really it's just a puddle of water, or, at least that's what they show us. Nobody knows. Dave hasn't been there. I haven't been to the North Pole. But it makes a lot more sense when you start to see what happens when the sun navigates towards the inside versus the outside and how the outer edges are perpetually freezing. So it just makes a lot of sense when you look at it. And then again, we've talked about it a million times, and that's why sometimes these subjects get a little nauseating for the Flat Earth crew or the movement, if you will, because they've heard it over and over again. I just feel like sometimes we have to keep saying it when you talk about the whole idea of tilting the globe, right? The tilt is what causes it's just ridiculous. And if the tilt were true, then you would have 50% of the time in the north and you would have 50% of the time in the south. And what you have in the North Pole and the South Pole should be very similar, and yet they are complete polar opposites. Did you get that?
I see what you did there.
Pretty good, huh? Yeah. So I just think it's important that people get the app. It's cheap. Get it on your phone. And then also, Dave, you're going to be providing, or you have provided, some easy ways to get it cheap.
Yeah, so, the iOS doesn't make it, Apple doesn't make it easy because they're evil and they don't want to lose any revenue. So they do allow you to go on your iOS device, your phone, your tablet, whatever. You go into the App Store, go to the app, and instead of clicking open, you just go into the store listing. And the top right is that little share icon with the square with the arrow. Right. You click that. Scroll down, click gift app, and it gives you all the instructions. You can send it, gift it to somebody, and an Apple will send them an email with an image and say, hey, you were just gifted this app. And, there's no discount. It's $2.99. So great gift for $2.99. For Android users, Android does not offer that, but Android does allow me to download, I forget, a few hundred codes a month where I can sell those codes. So if anybody wants download codes, what I've done is I created a card with the image of the app, the little UR, what's the little scan, the box that you scan? QR code. And saying what it is, and then if someone says, hey, I want 10 of them, I think I'm selling them for $2 a piece or whatever. So you PayPal me, Venmo me, and then I'll send you 10 PDFs that you can then email to people as a gift or print out and give it to them. They'll have the code in it, and all of that information is on the Facebook page, the Flat Earth Podcast Facebook page. It should be near the top if it's not pinned to the top. And also, if you follow the FE Podcast on Twitter, it's in a recent tweet, I believe.
Awesome. Yeah, so when you get this app and you're able to show people the zodiac, when you're able to use the compass, of course, I already talked about the FAQs, the time-lapse function. It's just really grown from something that was pretty basic to start, but I still thought it was incredible, and it still adds features all the time. The world weather is important as well. We talked about that. You click on that button and you can get the temperature, the wind, the precipitation over the flat plane that we call Earth. But another important thing is, we've talked about it before, that Earth.Null School removed the AE model, right? Which was, of course, with many, we know why it happened. Obviously, when you just look at winds and you see the winds in the direction they go, and then you realize, wait a second, there's winds going in the same direction that the Earth spins, 250 miles per hour faster than the Earth spins. It just goes to show you the basic nonsense of the helio-nonsensical model. And I think that that's really important. So Bob showed me today, or he put it into a couple things, that there is a website, easy to go to. It's just Bob Wins. Not wins like wins a game, but wins as in wins aloft. BOBWINDS.com. If you head over there, somebody has... now I just went there and there's nothing there. Interesting. Let me bring it back up. There we go. You have the AE map. You've also got a link to Jeranism in the bottom left. You've got a link to Globebusters in the bottom left. And then they've got a menu basically you can bring up, and you can change the height to the HPA, which, in between 250 and 70 is about where planes fly. But you're able to just click on the map and see the speeds of the winds and the direction they go, and all of a sudden these southern plane flights start to make sense, and the globe no longer works. It's no longer commercially viable. The globe. What do you think?
That's good.
Yeah. I don't think it's commercially viable anymore, but some people do. I just think it's horseshit. So check out that site. It's bobwinds.com, and I guess there's going to be more things added to it, according to what Bob said. Maybe some waves and surface temperatures, or I forgot what else is going to be added. So that's one way that we can effectively get around the censorship, which, obviously they took away the AE projection just because it made too much sense. And that's scary to the powers that be. That's what
right. So, hey, finishing off on the app. So just something, if you have some people in your life that, you've been touching on Flat Earth with, just gift them the app and just say, hey, just do me a favor because you're my friend. Just watch the featured video every day for, while you're having your breakfast for 2 weeks. And nobody can do that and not have that, Flat Earth virus implanted in their brains that won't go away.
Right.
Another way, which I'm a big fan of the worst YouTube name, Eddie Flat Earth Banjo, Japan, Brazil, California, and Connecticut, Japan.
And Texas.
And Texas, whatever the name is. He did the book. You saw the book, the 16 Emergency Landings?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a great coffee table book. Super high quality paper, just a beautiful color book. But they're kind of expensive. They're like $45. But I think it's totally worth it. But today until midnight, so there's literally 2 hours and 45 minutes left, Lulu has 30% off. So that brings the book down to about $30. It's a killer gift for yourself, for, just, I don't know, if you put it as your coffee table book, or you want to give it to somebody else as a coffee table book, awesome gift for about $30. And the promo code is Cyber Monday 30 with no spaces at Lulu, LULU.com. And that's the 16 Emergency Landings. Just search for that on Lulu.com with the promo code Cyber Monday, and you have 2 hours and 45 minutes to get your Christmas shopping done.
If you live in the East Coast.
Yeah, so that's also, if you forget what we're saying, it's on the FlatEarthPodcast.com. No, Flat Earth Podcast Facebook page, right near the top of the page. Scroll down and you'll see it.
Yeah, so if people are looking, if you're watching YouTube, you can see I'm playing a little bit with the bobwinds.com site. This is incredible what's going on here at the North Pole. A lot of people have been talking about this in various Skype chats. It's just maybe it's just the way it looks, but certainly seems like there's some huge high velocity winds coming from exactly the North Pole. Very strange. How fast are these winds going? They are going 176 miles per hour. And let's see this one. Yeah, 176. Pretty incredible. I'm not sure what it is, but we'll have to check into that. From what I've heard from people like Travis from Life is Short and some other people, that those are alternating per the seasons from the south to the north. Again, you'd have to change. I'm not sure. Can you change the date on this one? No, you cannot. So that's something you used to be able to do on the old Earth.NullSchool site. And I guess since people are watching that, I could bring that up real quickly and show you what the Earth.NullSchool site has become. Let me bring that up here real quick. And the fact that it's just no longer able to bring up, and I've talked about that a million times. If you can check out my channel, Jeranism, obviously on YouTube. And I actually went through some conversations that I had with the owner of the site who blatantly lied, first changing the North Polar projection to the South Polar projection. And when I asked him the reason for that, is he said, well, I don't want people to think there's anything special about the North. And of course that makes no sense, because it's like, well, do you want people to think there's anything special about the South? Why would you put the South at the middle? Then a couple weeks following that, the AE map was completely removed. And when you asked him that, he said, oh, it must have been a bug. It'll be back soon. So, we trusted him on that. A couple weeks go by, and then the AE map was removed completely, and he stopped answering any of my messages. So,
hey, you got a super chat from Rhino. It says, I brought up the moon landing at Thanksgiving. Went great. Not.
Oh.
That's the beauty of that book. I'm telling you, that book, my coffee table book, it's too expensive. It's $125. Those of you that have it, God bless you. I love it. But this book for $30, someone picks it up, you can open up to any of the 16 examples anywhere in the book, and you flip over, read for just a page or two, you're done. You'll be like that. You can't unsee what you see. And it will wake people up. And it's such a nice way when you have people over, when they grab the book, they start looking, and then they ask the questions. You didn't bring it up. They bring it up, and they see it already. It's a super effective way to get the people that are close to you in your life.
Absolutely. And yeah, for those, I just brought up the earth.newellschool.net, and this is just proof that what we're saying down here at the bottom, it used to be an AE map. You used to be able to click it. It's completely gone now. So all they show you is the bullshit other maps, and some of them are bullshit. I mean, look at this one. Is this important to have on here? The Waterman Butterfly. Thank you, by the way, for the couple super chat. Zaylor Raiden said, come on, guys, what's $1 or $2 when you tune in? Yeah, I totally agree with Zaylor Raiden. And yes, Rhino Bratwurst Bear says that the moon landing didn't go great at Thanksgiving. Sorry about that, but maybe we can offer some tips on that one. And Jay Sturgis said, thank you for your work, Jeran and Dave. But this is, what they call the Waterman Butterfly map. I mean, this is just nonsense. Why would you remove the AE map and leave these nonsensical maps up? I think we know exactly why. But yeah, you can't no longer bring it up. But if you do bring up the globe, which is the O on here, and
Jeran,
let's go ahead.
The people complain. It's like, even some flat earthers complain that the AE map is just another deception. And I've said this before. If you look at wherever the sun is, it's noon right over that. Wherever the sun is, it's noon. So there's something to it. What I might say is, isn't the AE map provably more accurate than any globe map?
Well, considering which one they use to send radio signals and which one makes sense for flight paths. And yeah, I think it definitely works better than a globe. On a globe, they're drawing these huge arcs. And when you look at those arcs, that doesn't make sense. We all know that the straightest direction between 2 points is a straight line. And of course, when you bend that out to a flat earth map, every time those flights are straight lines. So, I mean, to me, yeah, it simply works better. It's what they use to direct, radio waves. What we're looking at now, hopefully people are seeing this, yeah. When you look at these red winds, which are the high-speed winds, they're going in the same direction. Remember that the Earth is spinning in that direction, and they're going faster than the Earth spins. Makes no sense. Imagine the Earth spinning.
You know what would be very cool is if the Bob Wins guy, he has the globe map on there also, right? Or just the flat Earth map?
I don't think he does.
So I bet it wouldn't be difficult for him to put the globe on, to be able to do a split screen so you can put your elevations and see what it looks like on both maps at the same time.
That would be cool.
That would be way cool.
Yeah, that would be definitely cool. I'm trying to see if I can pop back here and see if I have that. Did I do on this one? Yes. Maybe I didn't. This one, let's try it. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Sorry about that. All right. So, yeah. It'd be awesome if he could do that. I don't know if Bob has his contacts, and maybe Bob can contact him and see if that's possible. I'm not sure. But,
all right.
Hey, go ahead.
None of you first.
Well, I was just going to mention something I saw hilarious today. I was driving back and watching some stuff on my phone. And did you see the Tesla truck?
I have not seen it yet.
Oh, my God, it's hilarious. Elon Musk gets on stage and presents some ridiculous looking, it's so bad, and it's called the Cybertruck, the new Tesla truck. The great thing about the video is he gets up there and says, it's bulletproof, it's got shatterproof glass, and to prove that, he brings some guy on stage with this metal ball and tells him to throw it at the truck, and he throws it at the truck and the window shatters. It's probably the funniest thing I've ever seen. And then he's like, we'll do it to the back window, and the guy throws the metal ball again and the back window shatters. This is at the unveiling of the truck. I don't know, it was probably one of the funniest things.
Was that done on purpose?
No, but it just shows, everyone applauds, everyone thinks it's so great. The Cybertruck, it is hilarious. I wonder if I could bring it up real quick, but Dave, it is the ugliest thing that there's ever been, and it just shows you that these people will buy anything. As far as they don't even care. It's like, it's Elon Musk. He's making this truck. It's ridiculous. The ugliest thing I've ever seen. And here's a nice picture of it. Let me bring up this picture for everyone to see. This picture is hilarious because up in the upper right here, you'll see that it's got the 2 shattered windows, which happened live at the event, and it was not supposed to happen. Here's another picture. Let's see if we can bring this up. Oh, I never know where I'm going. So this is maybe I can show this video real quick. If they show the shattering of the window, because it was hilarious.
Let what happened to me.
I'm sorry, there's an ad. We're not going to listen to that. Anyway, you can find it yourself. Just look up. This is on NBC News. It says Elon Musk unveils Tesla's Cybertruck, a bulletproof electric pickup, but it doesn't go quite as planned. Of course, the reason for that is because they threw rocks at it that shattered the windows, even though it was supposed to have shatterproof windows. So, yeah, if you haven't watched that, Dave, watch it. It's a good laugh.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, so that's funny. What were you going to say before I interrupted you?
I was going to say one more thing since we're on the holiday shopping. A lot of people, I started, before I made the app, I was making physical clocks. Then I stopped making them just because of the logistics of it. But there is a guy that picked up the clock making, and it's theflatearthclockstore.com. And his stuff looks really cool. Another great gift, just even for yourself to put in your living room. The sun doesn't rotate in and out. It doesn't even have a sun on it. The hour hand though has like a circle in the middle of it. And there's different maps, 24-hour clocks. They're very cool. He's sending me a sample. I'm not getting it until tomorrow, but just from looking at the pictures online, can't wait to get it. Super fun. The flatearthclockstore.com. Let me just make sure. It's flatearthclockshop.com. Say it again.
Flatearthclockshop.
There you go. Flatearthclockshop.com. And again, he's having a 20% off sale for the rest of the week.
That's his Cyber Monday.
Again, it's not a cheap item, but you don't get what you don't pay for, except when you want to watch Flat Earth stuff.
Yeah, that works.
You get it all for free.
We got another super chat from Bratwurst Bear. My brother is on board with the 9/11 lie based on dust studied by his buddy, who is an astrophysicist who found explosives evidence. Okay, but then I brought up the moon landing and he lost his shit. WTF, Thanksgiving was a mess. Well, Dave, what do you think about this idea? And maybe I'm. Do you enjoy man on the street interviews kind of thing?
Oh my God! What's that man on the street page? What's the man on the street we were watching that the kids were watching? Billy on the street. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
It's absolutely ridiculous, but it's a guy on the street just running down the street doing crazy, stupid things. It's probably the most brain dead show ever, but I loved it.
What I want to do, and tell me if you think this is a good idea, I just want to take my camera. Missa can do the recording. I'm going to get a microphone for it. I just want to go to whether it's the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, San Francisco, Fisherman's Wharf, just a couple places like that. I really want to ask people on the street whether or not they think people have been to the moon, because I think that the numbers they give us are holy hell ridiculously wrong. I mean, at least in my estimation, I think that number is more like 50%. What do you think?
I don't think so. I think it's less, but I think it's higher than they're telling us. Hey, the footage of the orbiter where they're trying to dock with it and it's going around the moon and it's just making these little jerky South Park movements.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, that's all you need. Someone just needs to take the worst one of those, make a short clip of it and say, "You believe this is real?"
Right. I think I'm going to do that.
Yeah, literally. 15 seconds. Just you believe that there's 3 grown men in this thing.
Right. Yeah, and they've traveled 248,000 miles away and have never been back. I think that'd be really good. If I just interview people, and then, on an iPad or something, I could have a couple videos ready of the herky-jerky motions. And, you think people are inside of that with no seats. By the way, there's no seats in that craft. They're just bouncing around inside. I think that'd be great. I don't know. I'd have to check the chat after to see what people think about doing that. But, I'm only about 2 hours away from very many places. Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, 2 hours away from San Francisco. And maybe I could even start small and just see how it goes by heading down to the local mall. I don't know what the rules are about filming inside. That's why I'm taking its best to go to a boardwalk or somewhere that's public and you can just – and people see a camera and a microphone. I could even do it up with a Jeranism logo on it or something. People might want to hang out with that. All right, guys, don't go anywhere. We'll talk more about it. I know. Go to the boardwalk. Talk talk about it right now. Don't go anywhere. Just Monday Raw.
Hey everyone, it's Chris Gio, founder of Truth Frequency Radio and host of Beyond the Veil. The mainstream media and establishment are running scared right now, and they've prominently featured truthfrequencyradio.com as number 89 on the federal government's hit list, also known as the fake news list, which is essentially a list of sites slated for censorship on Facebook, YouTube, Google, and other social media. Now is the time for you to get involved. Share your favorite TFR shows far and wide on forums and social media. Tell your friends and family about your favorite shows. If you're a business owner, get in touch with us to feature your product or service right here on TFR. And if you haven't done so already, become a TFR supporter now and get unlimited commercial-free downloads in high quality. Visit truthfrequencyradio.com/sign-up. Thank you for making TFR the leader in independent and uncensored talk radio. Truth Frequency Radio, your protection from deception.
Your home has needs. It needs a healthy, dry environment all year round. Start by getting rid of the worst air in the basement and crawl space, where the problems begin and make the whole house sick. Introducing the new Smart Wave Ventilation Unit. It has advanced technologies to continuously reduce moisture, mold, and odors, and expel radon, gases, and pollutants. And now, Wave units include carbon monoxide detection to automatically expel air at a high rate and send you an alert. It also has an app so you can remotely monitor the conditions. Wave is a comprehensive, maintenance-free, affordable solution that will transform your entire home. Protect your home and family with what it needs. Give it a new Smart Wave Ventilation Unit. For more information, call 888-717-WAVE. That's 888-717-WAVE. Or go to dryhealthyhome.com. That's dryhealthyhome.com.
Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
Dowsing is the ancient science of finding water and metal underground. Albert Einstein said that dowsing was tapping into earth energies which modern science as yet does not understand. Diamonds, silver, gold, and platinum objects have all been found using dowsing. And now, for the first time on film, we visit the pyramids, Stonehenge, and ancient sites, dowsing for buried treasure and tapping into this mysterious earth energy.
The Enigma Channel. Intelligent television for planet Earth. EnigmaTV.com.
Real people, real radio. Wherever you are, make it TFR. Truth Frequency Radio.
All right, welcome back. You're listening to Jeranism Monday Night Raw. We've got another half hour here on YouTube, and then we'll be heading over to TFRlive.com, and I'm sure somebody will be carrying the second hour. So if you want to get a call in, we'll be taking calls after this half hour. Give us a call now. It's 213-233-3998. Get in line, and we'll take calls. And then, Dave, what do you want to do for the last half hour? Do you want to play Una Pregunta, Solamente Una Pregunta? That's a one call.
One question and one question only. Absolutely. It's my favorite game.
All right. So we're playing that the last half.
You have to play it with the right rules, my friend.
I'm playing it with the right rules. I'm all in. I'm all in here. I'm going all in. But
as soon as they ask their question, you got to hang up on them.
Okay, and here's the other thing. I'm telling people right now, if you have something more to say than that, you want to call in right now, 213-233-3998. That'll get you in line. When we start taking calls in the next half hour, you'll get your regular call in. If you happen to be lower on the list and it goes to the last half hour, we're playing one question only, which means if you say, how's it going, guys? I have to dump you. That's the rules. Don't blame me, blame Dave.
Well, you can tell them how it's going.
Yeah, but you'll
answer their question.
Of course. We would always answer their questions.
That would be rude otherwise.
We are expecting another phone call here shortly. I did tell Douglas Falk, if people don't know who he is the writer of The Voyage, and I believe his book comes out tomorrow, so I do think he's going to be calling in here shortly. And maybe he's already called in. If you're already on the line, let me know, Douglas, on Skype real quick, because I don't see any call from Sweden, so I don't know what number you're calling in from, but I have a guess. I think I might know where to go. So anyway, let me know if you have already called in or when you do call in, and I'll pick up your call. All right, he says he's on the line, so that was easy. I'm wondering if it's this call. You're on with Jeranism RAW. Who's this? Caller.
Hello?
Who's this?
This is Douglas. Am I on?
You're on. You called from a blocked number, but luckily I knew that it must be you because everyone else is not blocked. So welcome to the show. Dave, you know who Douglas is? You met him at the conference?
I do not.
You didn't meet him at the conference? Him and his dad?
You met me. You met me and my dad.
Oh, okay. Just remind me, and then I'm sure I met you.
His dad looked strikingly like Richard Dawkins.
Oh, yeah. David actually tried to flat smack him at 7 a.m.
Oh, now I remember. Yes.
Yeah, you remember that. Yeah. And you pulled up the app, and you expected him to actually have the app on his phone when he's a Glober. So, yeah, that's interesting.
Well, you should have put it on his phone. That's what Dave's mad at you.
Yeah, I know. So, I just wanted to tell you two quick things. One, a quick plug for my book, and the other, I just met up with the Global Euro Tour. So which one do you want to hear first?
Let's hear about the book real quick.
Okay, so it's the world premiere for my book tomorrow, and I just have to plug this because I've been waiting for this day for 2 years. The Voyage, my flat Earth novel, will be out tomorrow in the U.S., England, Canada, Australia, and the rest of the world can order it on Amazon. So, yeah, that's my quick plug. And, did you catch that?
Did I catch up on the book?
Hello? Yeah, no, I just wanted to hear if you heard me loud and clear.
No, definitely we heard you. So that, and where can you get that? Amazon?
Yeah, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Target, the whole shebang.
Okay.
So I also, before I go to bed, because it's nearly 4 a.m., I just met up with the Global Euro Tour crew, and we had a great time. And I selected their place tomorrow for the whole activism thing. So if they get arrested tomorrow by the cops and or something, it's entirely my fault because I picked a perfect hotspot. But it's also a place that, it's kind of close to the authorities, should you say.
Great.
It's smack in the middle between the castle and the parliament. So I'll keep my fingers crossed that it will go well.
Yeah, all right. Well, that's good. And what did you think of the tour today?
Nothing happened today. It was just it was a day off for them.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
We just hung out in a coffee shop, basically.
Okay, cool. But you gave them the location for tomorrow, so if anything goes wrong, we know who to blame.
Oh yeah, and I will show up there as well. I'm pretty sure. But they will wrap up really early on because they have to take the cruise to Helsinki at 4 p.m. So there you go.
Will the troll known as your dad show up?
No, he will not show up. But I will tell you an interesting thing. Like, he's 100% anti this, but after we got home from the conference, he's been absolutely obsessed with flat Earth. He immediately wanted to rewatch Behind the Curve, and then now he says that he wants to go to the Las Vegas conference, next year.
Right. All right. Well, did you show him the most important thing? Do you remember what you asked me for? You said to make sure I put my presentation on my channel, which I did.
Yeah. That's the last thing you told him. I'm not sure if he has seen it, but I will definitely question him about it.
Yes, make him watch it. The troll, better known as your father.
So that's all I have to say.
All right. Well, it's a great written book, and I know Paul on the plane has said a lot of good things about it. I've been a little bit busy, obviously, these past 2 weeks, so I haven't been able to complete it. I am about 3 chapters in. I think it's just really well written, and I think people should definitely check it out. Any other words you want to say about the book? You, Douglas, the book. Okay. All right. Are we still here? Dave, are you still here? I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I'm still here.
We'll check in. All right, I think we lost the caller, but that was Douglas Falk. He is the author of the book, The Journey. He was there, if you remember, at the conference. He was there with his dad and selling his book, and now it's going to be available very shortly in a day on all the major outlets. So definitely, if you're looking for something to read, check that out. I do want to say thank you, by the way. I did get something in the mail yesterday. And I had this happen a few times, but somebody sent me a book, Life After Life. It's the the bestseller that offers astounding proof of life after physical death by Raymond Moody, M.D. And somebody sent it to me. They didn't say anything other than it was just in a package, this book. So I think I've read the hard copy before, the hardcover version. I'll have to check if this has changed much. But thank you very much for this copy, and I should reread it based on everything that's going on in my life recently. But so it's called Life After Life, so I wanted to say thank you to whoever sent that. But if you send me something, it's always nice to put a little note inside there like, hey, this is from so-and-so, and sometimes that doesn't happen, and then I search for a while to figure out who it is exactly. But thank you very much for whoever sent that and all the kind words and everything. And Dave, I've had just a bad 2 weeks. Did I tell you I threw my back out? That was fun.
Yeah, you sneezed.
Yeah, I sneezed and threw my back. Is that the sign that you're getting way too old? I think it must be. Because certainly,
it has to do with you have a lot of stress going on in your life, and your lower back doesn't get enough blood flow, and a little thing like that will just send you over the edge.
Yeah, you feel old when you sneeze, and then all of a sudden the first thing you're looking for is a chair, and then you're in the chair, and then you need to call your wife to help you get from the garage into the kitchen. That's just never very much fun. So that's why, by the way, I wanted to apologize. We did not have a Friday lounge this week. We will be having one this coming Friday, so fret not. But that happened on Thursday night, and then Friday I couldn't even get out of bed, and then Saturday I was at least a little bit mobile, and then, so finally I'd say I'm back 98%. I could have healed. I heard that a lot of people that happens and they're out for a week, so maybe it was the incline to bed that made things better faster. I'm not sure. It didn't help me when I sneezed, though, but then again, I wasn't in bed. So anyway, 213-233-3998, like we said, call us, get online now. We'll be taking calls the second half of the show, and then during the last half hour, we'll be playing one question and one question only. Dave, the featured video of the day today was great.
That was Matt Long. He's so good.
So funny.
He took, for those of you that haven't seen it, I don't know what to say to you. But for those of you that have seen it, it's great. He just took that Neil video where the Rams player, what's his name?
I don't remember football player.
Whatever, the guy from the Rams was saying, Neil, I have questions been bothering me my whole life. Is the earth flat or round? Total setup question. And it just Neil with the same old nonsense. And Matt just edited it to where Matt's asking Neil questions. And, Neil basically destroys himself.
Right. And, it's funny because it's the exact same thing that basically, when I saw that Neil thing, it was the first thing I thought of is, oh my God, how wrong is this when he's saying that, the understanding of gravity is everything. And once you understand gravity, and then just, weeks earlier, we heard him saying he doesn't understand gravity at all. And so
one of the greatest lines in it, he goes, Neil, how do you keep changing your background? Never mind. Because he was using clips from different Neil videos. So it was totally Matt style. So Loved it.
Yes. And according to Hidden in Plain Sight, and I hope this is correct, and I haven't been mentioning it because I've been waiting till it's perfect, but I guess the Friday Lounge is now being put out as a podcast. So if people want to check that out, there is a podcast version. It says so far it has 114 plays. That's between all the 3 episodes. And except for the first episode, I haven't promoted it, but it's available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Overcast, Pocket Cast, and Radio Public. And he says, I'll check iHeartRadio too to see if it's ever there. But that is awesome. So I haven't had a chance to look into that much. As I said, I've been busy for 2 weeks, but I will check that out and we will mention it for sure on Friday. But yeah, thank you so much for doing that. That's amazing that you were able to do that for me. But yeah, basically just search for, I guess, Friday Lounge on any podcast player, and you should be able to find it, which is awesome because it's a longer show, and I think people will enjoy hearing that. And there will be some video, but not a lot. So, Dave, if you need a podcast to add to your Overcast app, now you have one.
That's awesome. I will look it up. Hey, one other thing I was mentioning on Lulu, there's 30% off for Eddie's book, the 16 Emergency Landings. You can get there's other Flat Earth books on there. I believe Pastor Nate Wolf's book is on there, and probably some other Flat Earther stuff. So if you just go on there and search Flat Earth, you can get all your Christmas shopping done in one place.
Boom, and it's over.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's awesome. And I will definitely check it out and then mention to everybody on Friday about this. I got your message there. Yeah, so he just says search Jeranism Friday Lounge, and I've got Overcast. That's where I play the Flat Earth podcast from and some other things. So I will definitely check it out and make sure that it's working, and then we'll let everybody know on Friday. So we'll be back Friday. Like I said, this Friday was a little bit under the weather with stupid back problems, but that was great. I saw a video again. I don't know if it was today that it came out, the P-Brain video about the vacuum next to gas pressure. The guy's just killing it over and over again. So if you're looking for something to watch, check out P-Brain. Go ahead.
No, that's it. I saw that also. I was debating on putting that one on the app.
Maybe tomorrow.
So maybe tomorrow, but I try to. I don't know. It's so hard to pick the app videos, but they come. I can't decide until the morning because whenever I decide the night before, something changes.
Hold on one second. I'm trying to see what just happened to the call board. Call board went completely out.
While you're working on that, let's talk about YouTube.
Okay,
and their purge.
Oh boy, it's coming. Yeah, if people wanted to know, I mean, that's the title of this show. Really, is commercially viable and strong. I just wanted to point that out to people because yeah, the purge is coming. Dave, tell us about it.
Well, they're talking about getting rid of all non-commercially viable channels. It makes sense if you're a company out for profit. They determined that we're not profitable, so they demonetized us. They, posted losses, and now they say, we're just going to get rid of the dead weight, and that's their excuse. But the truth is, we're not putting anything out there offensive. We're actually their best customers. Who watches more videos than Flat Earthers?
Probably nobody. I mean,
yeah, nobody.
Or if you look at, like, I know a lot of people go by, viewer retention is how long a viewer stays on your channel. So, some of my videos say it's a 30-minute video may have a viewer retention of 7 minutes. That's the average. So some people watch the entire thing. Some people watch 1 minute, and then they give you an average of like 7 minutes. Well, channels like Globebusters have a huge viewer retention and a viewer watch time of like well over an hour. That's amazing. That's simply incredible. So when you're talking about commercially viable, now I did do some research on this, and YouTube has taken a step back and said that's not what they're talking about. And really, if you read what I don't know if you know this, Dave, but did you know that in the YouTube terms of service has always been that they can delete your channel at any time for any reason?
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. So that's always been there. So, what's new about this? When you read it, it says YouTube may terminate your access or your Google account's access to all or part of the service if YouTube believes in its sole discretion that provision of the service to you is no longer commercially viable. So I've actually read some some Twitter messages back and forth, and also went into the YouTube, I guess it's, community help line or community support. And basically everyone's saying that people are reading that wrong, that even YouTube responded to a tweet and said, "This section of our terms that you're referring to is not about terminating anybody's account if it's not making any money. It's about discontinuing YouTube features or parts of the service, example, removing outdated, low-usage features. It does not impact anyone in any new way." So that was YouTube's answer. So just so people know, I mean, yeah, I heard a lot of crazy things about it. People calling it the purge, and we're 8 days away, and here it comes, and channels are all going to be deleted. And I'm not exactly sure that's exactly what's happening, but you always have to be prepared for that. Dave, did you watch the 60 seconds?
60 minutes.
60 minutes, sorry. It was about 60 seconds worth of...
Actually, I did watch it, and it wasn't that eventful, but just before the show, I was watching Red Pill Philosophy did his breakdown where he's just in a little window commenting on it.
Right.
And it's funny to watch. I got halfway through it. I'm going to listen to the rest later.
All right, so check that out on Red Pill Philosophy's channel. Yeah. What did he have to say about it? I mean, first of all, I'm shocked that girl is the CEO of YouTube, but anyway... or whatever you call her, because is
she really the CEO, or is she just a puppet like Elon Musk?
That I don't know, and she's been in the company forever.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know if they're just, but it sounds like for the most part, at least some of the things she was saying, I kind of agree with. It's just a matter of how far they'll take this, and of course they don't want flat Earth out there. We know that. I do think that Google or YouTube is about making money for Google, but they're owned by Google, and so if something doesn't want them, if they don't want something out, it's going to be blocked, and we know that. I mean, that goes back as far as people talking about the FFs, if you know what I'm talking about there. Anytime you mention any of those things, your channel is in serious danger of just being eliminated completely. So I'm just not sure this commercially viable thing is exactly what people think it is, but then again, they've always said that they can remove your channel at any time, so maybe the 10th is going to give them an excuse to do so in mass. I'm not really sure.
The only reason that I'm wondering if it's actually going to happen, because most of these things don't happen,
right,
is because we know most people don't even flat earthers don't even realize how big flat Earth is. Like if this is true, which we know it is, this is bigger than we're even realizing ourselves.
Right.
Like if this got out and the whole world woke up. As Mark Sargent says, it shuts down universities, governments, religions, everything shuts down. I think it's even bigger than that. It's so big that I don't think any of us could really fathom what's going to happen when it gets out. So it's getting out. That genie is out of the bottle, and there's no getting it back. That is out.
I'm just in a different opinion. I think you just have to be really careful about what you say. And that's unfortunate. We'd love to be completely open, and that's why we, go off YouTube for the second hour, so we can get away with a little bit more. But I think people just need to be careful. You can still say some of the things. Did you watch on 60 Minutes where she was talking about saying how it was okay to basically say you love the white race, right, or something like that? You remember that part where she was talking about that?
Yep.
Yeah. I just think it's interesting that it really comes down to the way you say things. As far as flat Earth, I think it would be a huge eye-opening thing to many people, and I've told the story about my across-the-street neighbor that came over, and he's talking about conspiracies, and then I get into flat Earth, and he says, "Oh, that's crazy," and then we talk about it for 30 minutes, me going through all these proofs, and he's just kind of nodding his head back and forth. He's not really sure about it, and then all of a sudden I mentioned that YouTube is blocking flat Earth content, and he's like, "What? That's the best thing. That's the number one thing that I've heard you say that makes me think there's something behind this." So I think that's the kind of tipping point for YouTube, is that they can't ever just come out and mass ban flat Earth accounts. That would be.
I agree. I think it'll make it worse. So that's why
correct.
I'm just like, let's say you're in charge of stopping the flat Earth movement. What would you do? How would you stop it?
Exactly the way they're doing it. Exactly what they're doing. I've told people before that you can put on Google alerts for any news story. And for 3-4 years since I've had it up, I have flat Earth, flat Earthers, a couple other topics in my query. So what happens is I get an email every day that says, here's all the stories that were posted to Google yesterday that have flat Earth or flat Earthers in the title. So I'm able to see all the articles. And for 2.5-3 years, it was very rare. There'd be days that would go by that there'd be no article. Well, now there's like 15 a day, and every one is simply the use of the word flat Earth in any article that they can to demonize it, to talk about how nonsense it is, to say what the world's coming to, what the mistrust in science is doing. I think where they're hurting themselves is that they include it with like anti-vaxxers. So they, what people don't understand is there's so many people that are waking up to this vaccine idea and the problems with it and with the problems it's causing and the harmful, effects that that people are seeing in their families and having to deal with. So when you start including that, it's just like when they included with 9/11. I think that they're confused about how many people understand that 9/11 wasn't what we were shown, wasn't what you were told. It was a scripted narrative that was put out there and everybody knew it ahead of time, and they, Bin Laden, and they say these things over and over again. So a lot of people were awake to that. But when you start including flat earth in that conversation, I think there's a problem. But what they're doing is systematically making it seem ridiculous, allowing videos to come out. It's like what you said, right? Do you believe that football player really asked Neil deGrasse Tyson whether the earth was flat or not? Or do you think that that's planted there? So I just think it's constant. Have Neil deGrasse talk to the astronauts on the ISS. What did you send me a video of the other? Oh, the Snoopy with a costume. The Snoopy
the opening of the Macy's Day Parade. The first balloon was Snoopy in an astronaut suit with a helmet on, and then they cut away to the ISS live, where they had a Snoopy doll in a spacesuit.
Now, here's the problem with that, though, is the people that we're talking about that are doing all these things, the people that are putting that first in the parade, the people that are they believe that it's all real. Meaning, so the problem is going to become is that people are, the more you ramp this up, the more people hear about it, the more people say, oh, yeah, we haven't gone back to the moon, the more people are going to be demanding that. And that's where I think they're going to have a huge problem. I mean, they've already told people that by 2024, they're going to have a woman on the moon. They're going to, by 2022, we'll be having people orbit the moon. The problem is that people need to be smart enough to recognize that we've been being told that there'd be hotels in orbit of the Earth for 20, 30 years, and these things never happen. Now it just comes down to how smart are people. How much will people wake up? That's what I hope my channel has done. That's what I hope Dave's channel has done. That's what I hope Globebusters has done. Is once you wake up to this, now your eyes are ready. Now you're looking at the world in a whole new light. Now you're waiting for these things to kind of cement, even if you believe, flat earth, they've got a few points, but I really do believe it's a globe. Okay, great. That's a fantastic position to take. Now your next step is waiting for the proofs to come in that that's true. And what happens is you keep running into a wall. You keep researching this. And that's why, I don't know if you guys talked about it enough, but when we talk about the planes, right, the planes that came to the Flat Earth Conference, we thought it was hilarious that Ross and Carrie put on their plane research round Earth, because that's all that David and I want you to do. That's it. So it's like, thank you very much, Ross and Carrie, for that great idea. We've been trying to tell people to research round Earth for a long time, because the more you research it, the more you try and prove it for yourself, the more you try and prove flat Earth wrong, that's where you get to the other side. Jay Sturgis sent another super chat. He says, my screen time is through the roof since finding out about flat Earth. Thanks, guys. So, as we said, we are commercially viable and very strong, Dave.
Yeah, so that's the other thing is maybe there's some sort of lawsuit there if somebody wants to go that angle, saying it's the opposite. We are commercially viable. But Taboo Conspiracy brought up on Globebusters about boycott. If they do this, that we should not watch another YouTube video ever. Well, if they do purge us, that's what they want us to do. They want us to just go away. They don't care if a tiny percentage of their viewers go away.
Right.
What I say we do is, and this works, let's say you're an advertiser somewhere and you're advertising to, 10, 30, 50 million people. It doesn't matter. Whatever the big number is, you get 10 letters from people saying, I'm boycotting your product because, you support abortion or whatever it is. They react to those negative letters. So I'm saying maybe somebody, if somebody wanted to compose maybe 3, 5, 10 different letters, and then we'll make them available. And, if YouTube does this, that we all go back to YouTube and we find any ads that we see on any videos, especially Nat Geo videos or anything else, and we send those advertisers letters. They got 100 letters, 200, 500 letters saying, you're advertising on YouTube, they're 1984ing us, whatever you want to say. And, we're boycotting your product. That's going to cause a problem.
Yeah,
so,
I can't.
Somebody wants to lead that, go right for it. It's a great idea.
We will talk about that a little bit when we get back from the break. So we are going to be going off of YouTube. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. Click the links to follow us to TFR. We'll get a little bit more uncensored. I think we'll talk a little bit about this subject, and then we'll get to some of the phone calls. 213
Ginger Sugarless 905 is mirroring, I believe.
All right, thanks, Ginger. We'll be right back, guys.
Truth Frequency Radio is your #1 source for news and information without the hate, hype, and fear. We're proud to feature cutting-edge programs like Beyond the Veil with Chris and Cherie Geo, X Squared with Brooks Agnew, Paranormal Portal with Brent Thomas, Jeranism RAW with Jeran and Missa, Fearless with Frank Castle, Strange World with Mark Sargent, The Eye of Ra with Ra Castaldo, The Infinite Fringe with Billy Ray, Ironworks with Josh Corey, The Kev Baker Show, and dozens more. Did you know you can listen from any telephone by dialing 641-793-7117 or call into your favorite show toll free at 833-TFR Live. Uncensored talk and news you won't hear in the mainstream media. Truth Frequency Radio, your protection from deception.
Impeachment inquiry, winter storm. I'm Ann Cates. The House Intelligence Committee will vote tomorrow on the impeachment probe findings. Correspondent Phil Mattingly reports the document will lay the groundwork for articles of impeachment.
Articles related to potential obstruction, articles related to abuse of power, several different issues that they'll be delving into in the weeks ahead. Democrats will continue to build the case, whether the White House participates or not, based on evidence they believe is damning, evidence you saw in the public hearings up to this point, evidence that will be laid out in detail and in full in this report, and evidence that will be gone through in these House Judiciary Committee hearings over the course of the next couple of weeks, all ending likely before Christmas in a full House vote to impeach President Trump.
Republicans will release a rebuttal tomorrow stating that President Trump's dealings with Ukraine and withholding of military aid to Kiev were entirely prudent. Heavy snow is blanketing the Northeast. Correspondent Steve Kastenbaum says the storm is impacting air travel.
All flights coming and going from Philadelphia's airport were stopped for a while, according to the FAA. There were significant delays at Newark Liberty in New Jersey, LaGuardia and Kennedy Airport in New York, and at San Francisco International Airport, all weather-related. By mid-afternoon, over 3,700 flights were delayed and more than 600 were canceled at U.S. airports, according to the website FlightAware.
An appeals court has upheld a ruling that blocked efforts to restart federal executions.
A Justice Department request is being denied, leaving in place an injunction by a district court judge. The order was handed down by the D.C. Court of Appeals, and Attorney General William Barr has said he would take the case to the Supreme Court if necessary. Barr scheduled the executions of 5 death row inmates. The first were set for next week after a 16-year hiatus. But a judge temporarily halted the executions after some of the chosen inmates challenged the new procedures. The inmates argued the government was circumventing proper methods in order to wrongly execute them quickly. Joe Ramsey, Washington.
On Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 268 points, the S&P down 27, the Nasdaq off 97. I'm Ann Cates.
This is Truth Frequency Radio.
The wicked ones obviously under heavy Masonic influence.
Don't be surprised, don't be surprised. Walk like us. They even talk like us. Walk like us. But they are not like us. On the weekday, you can see the signs, you can see the signs. They wear the disguise. Look into the mind's eye. There's nowhere to hide. Don't stick covered lines. Whispers from afar.
All right, welcome back. You're listening to Jeranism Monday Night Raw. Thank you so much for joining us. We do always appreciate it. And just want to mention real quick, of course, as always, there's ways to support this channel, this show if you want. That's patreon.com/Jeranism. If you want to send a tip, you can do so through Venmo. Venmo at Jeranism would be awesome. But one of the cool things that I don't know if many people know is that you can subscribe to Truth Frequency Radio. And if you do that, it's only $10 a month, I think, is the cheapest, or I'm sorry, the most expensive option, because if you buy more time, say 6 months, say a year, you actually get all the archives for all the shows. So this show is free tonight, and it will be for the next week, and then it goes into the archives. And if you want to listen to that, I recommend that you get a subscription to TFR, and you can go to tfrlive.com/Jeranism RAW. And if you sign up there, I get half of your sign-up fee. So if you sign up for $10 for a month, I would get half of that. I get $5. So Dave knows because the money goes to him, but I make $50 to $100 a month on this radio show, and any additional would be a big help. But I just really want to promote.
Clarify. The money comes to me, but I send it to you.
Correct. Sorry. Well, yeah, because unfortunately I no longer have a PayPal account. So yeah, when I get paid for the TFR show, Dave graciously sends it to me. And I just think it's a great channel. And we talked about on Globebusters yesterday what to do if there is a purge come December 10th, which, hey, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know when the channel could go at any time. But one thing at least that I have to hold on to is this show on TFR. So if anything were to happen to any of my channels, if my channels all got shut down tomorrow, the one place you will for sure be able to find me, and not just me, but all the shows by Chris and Sheree Geo. Great shows. Crow 777 Radio, Iron Realm Media, Mark Sargent, Zachary Hubbard, Rob Skiba, Zen Garcia, Chris Everard, Susan Lindauer, Brooks Agnew. The list goes on and on. Kev Baker, Joe Joseph. There's so many good shows on TFR, and it's really cheap to get the archives to every show, which, like I said, the very most expensive option is $10 a month. But you can buy a year for, I don't know what it is, $100 or, $80, something like that. But anyway, if you sign up under my link, which is tfrlive.com/Jeranism RAW, I get 50% of your sign up. And I just think it'd be awesome if everyone who's listening to this, I know you're listening on YouTube. I know it's awesome because it's free, and that's great. I look for a lot of free content myself. But when I do find a channel, whether it's Crow 777 Radio, whether it's unauthorized.tv, when I find somebody out there that's doing the work that I appreciate, I'm okay with giving $5 to them. That's how you support what you like, or it goes away. So, Dave, wouldn't you agree with that? Oh, Dave just gave me a Venmo payment of $6.66 and said penis. So just so everybody knows, Dave says I have to read whatever somebody sends me. So
that's the greatest thing about Venmo, everyone. It gets to him instantly, and it breaks his thought. So,
right. So anyway, just wanted to point that out. But
the old penis game.
The old penis game. If you're into free speech, though, TFR is the place to be. It is your protection from deception. There's lots of great shows on there, and more probably going to be added in the near future, and you get the archives to every show. So I just wanted to point that out real quick. Let's talk about Dave's fascination with blimps.
So when I first did the blimp, the space shuttle blimp, a lot of people saw it right away, and other people were like, I don't know. But then when we started analyzing the return of the external fuel tank, there's no doubt. I mean, it's clearer than flat Earth, right?
That's clear. I just got another Venmo for $5 from Brian I won't say his name, Brian W., who said it's not going away, though. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. It's not going away.
So I encourage people, the 3 videos I did on it, the third one showing that there's something in the sky. It looks like, we talked about it on Globebusters, some kind of cloaked aircraft. We're finding those in more videos. If you just go search, space shuttle external fuel tank return or, falling, there's tons of NASA videos out there. People just start looking at them and breaking them down. There's so many, but one thing for sure is they're all floating. They're blimps. One of them was over land, which we looked at. I mean, that's crazy.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, the thing is supposed to burn up. I thought it landed in the water and they recovered it.
The side rockets they supposedly do.
Okay, maybe that's what the guy was talking about, the side rockets.
Right.
But just check those videos out, everybody, because, the NASA videos, if you find a good one, download it, because I think those are going to start getting memory hold also, because now that people are onto it, I wouldn't be surprised if those things start disappearing one by one.
Yeah, and I did a lot of videos on that too, and I think all those videos were part of the purge that happened about a year ago. And that's another thing I want to do coming up is I've got so many videos that were pulled from YouTube a long time ago, and I just haven't had time to go back and kind of clean them up a little bit and try and re-upload them. But I will, because that was a lot of the stuff I did was on the balloons, the helium balloons, and those videos all got removed. So wouldn't doubt it if yours follow the same path, Dave.
So I was wondering what the Globers are going to say about this, because supposedly after the shuttle did an orbit, even if it was immediately after it let go of that thing, it's keeping pace with it. It's not dropping down. It's not getting smaller, and the shuttle's going 17,000 miles per hour. The response from the Globers is, well, that the tank is also traveling at that speed.
Oh boy!
I mean, I don't think you can get that thing to go 500 miles an hour through an atmosphere. It would just come to a screeching halt from the air.
I'll have to do some research on it, but I mean, the external tank pops off when the craft is not even going very fast at all. Think about it. I mean, it happens within a minute.
I think it's a couple of minutes in.
Well,
I think it's like almost maybe even close to 5 minutes in.
No. I don't think. You mean on the shuttle, the orange tank?
Yeah. Well, even if it's a minute, just think about that. For the shuttle to reach 17,500 miles per hour from the time that it takes off to the time that it achieves orbit, which is like 5 minutes, I think, 5 or 7 minutes, whatever it was. I did the math. It has to increase 200 miles per hour every 3 seconds, right? For that amount of time, no human could endure that acceleration. Right, so
let alone a 66-year-old woman with arthritis, and
but the guys laying there in the capsule have a cane to push buttons, and then a notepad with paper. Okay,
but they have Snoopy hanging from a string, and then he, for a split second he goes
weightless.
Yeah, so I mean that proves it right there. I don't know if anybody believes any of this shit anymore.
Yeah,
it's so frustrating.
So people, just please share that. If you go, there's other science channels out there, rocket channels. Share my videos, or any videos about this on their channel. Just send it to their viewers. We'll start waking up people that are rocket fanboys.
Right.
So just reach out. There's a playlist on my channel called Space Shuttle. It's right near the top. And it's got those 3 videos I made, along with just a bunch of other, fuel tank blimp videos. Share that playlist on other, rocket-loving NASA fanboy channels.
I love it.
Yeah.
Should we try some phone calls?
Yes, for sure.
Okay, let's go to the phones. We're starting out with the 631. You're on with Jeranism RAW. Who's this?
Hello, Dave. Hello, Jeran. This is Victoria.
Hello, Victoria. How are you?
Hi.
Victoria is the one that was proposed to on the stage with Owen Benjamin.
Correct.
Yes, quite the experience.
Congratulations, by the way. You'll never forget that conference.
Did you say yes,
I know,
by the way?
It's great, because now I can, show everybody on YouTube, like, hey, and, it gives me an excuse to bring up the Flat Earth. It's like, oh, where'd you get engaged? How do you do it? And then I can be like, well, we were at the Flat Earth conference. Yes.
There you go.
So it's gotten me some really good conversations. Yes.
Victoria, well, I want to talk about your our experience at Dealey Plaza with the flat smacking, but I have a question. Are you sending out wedding invitations?
Oh, well, not yet. We still have
no. When you do, but will there be a flat message in there?
I'm gonna have to come up with one.
An encoded flat message.
I'm gonna have to brainstorm on that.
In lieu of gifts, please purchase the Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app.
You can stick my cards in there. You have some of my cards. Just stick it in the envelope. I don't know how that got in there.
Oh, right. That's actually a great idea. If you want to send, I don't have the cards with the code, but if you want to send me the email so I can print out that PDF, I will definitely include that in there.
If you want to include them in your wedding invitation, you got it. I will hand deliver them to you.
That is awesome.
Nice. That would be perfect. That would be great.
So what's up?
Oh, not much. Just ending this Monday night in a good way, listening to the radio like I always do with you guys on Monday night. It's really the only way I get through Mondays these days. But,
Hey, Victoria, so you're pretty, as far as the flat earth goes, you're kind of soft-spoken. You're not very outgoing. But when we were at Dealey Plaza, this was your first time flat smacking. Is that true?
That is correct, and I think I did a pretty good job for a first time activism. But I definitely want to start doing that, up here. So maybe when we're across the sound neighbors, so we got to hang out over the summer and do some flat smacking.
Jeran, I don't know if you saw her, but she's being very modest. She was off the hook. She had a handful of flyers. Anybody that came within 50 yards of her was toast.
Which is gone.
She's like, excuse me, have you heard? I forget her whole pitch, but she was smooth and going, and her boyfriend standing there with his eyes open going, oh boy, what is happening?
She couldn't have been louder than Just Jack.
No, she was she wasn't loud. She was
okay.
Just very smooth, throwing out the information.
I was like the welcome.
Having a good time.
I was like the welcome committee. Like that was the first ones they encountered, and then I feel like as they went down the line, it just got more aggressive. So I was like the nice one, like, hey, you want to talk to me before you walk through all these other guys? And,
before you hit the Daves and the
exactly. But it was so much fun. Honestly, I think being around those great vibes, and that definitely gave me so much confidence to just be like, I have a whole team supporting me. It just changes your whole attitude. I never thought I could do it, but if I could do it, anybody could do it.
Good. Yeah, totally.
Good point.
Great point. All right. Any final messages before we let you go?
No, that's really it. Shout out to Ace McLeod, because everyone always says that. I don't know who Ace McLeod is, but shout out to him. And
you didn't meet him? He was there.
Was he there, Jeran? Was he?
He definitely was there.
Okay.
I saw him numerous times. He was there. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Is Ace McLeod a real person? Okay.
He's absolutely a real person. See, Dave, now you got people thinking he's not even real.
I don't know. I have questions.
I don't know. Go to the next conference.
Right.
And be there, and you'll be able to say hi. So,
all right, Victoria, thanks for the call, and we will see you soon.
And congratulations on your engagement. We wish you nothing but the best. Let's go to the 509. You're on with Jeranism Monday Night Raw. Who's this?
Hi, my name's Houston. Am I live?
Yes.
Houston, we have a problem.
Hello?
Yes, you're
here. Growing up, I saw that movie, and I hated that slogan. Everyone said it to me. They even painted it on the wall at Hollywood Video, saying, Houston, we have a problem.
Hollywood
but,
and you're going
anyways.
Remember the days of VHSs? Oh, boy. It's hilarious stuff.
Yeah, it was humiliating, because every time I met someone, they were like, Houston, we have a problem. And then you think about Tom Hanks, that faggot. And anyways.
Welcome to Hour 2.
Welcome to Hour 2, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. David, I bought your app recently, the Flat Earth app. I love it. I wanted to ask, I know it's only $3, but will you take the proceeds of me buying your app and give it to Jeran?
Heck no.
And then, I'm sure. And then if I refer other people to buy the app, will you also give it to Jeran? Because I mean, you're a New York City Jew. I think you're doing pretty good, but I think Jeran could use the funds a little bit more than
Dave always helps me out. Dave's a good guy.
Anyone that buys the app in the next 24 hours, I'll give Jeran all of the money.
Woo! Everybody buy the app.
Awesome.
I'm going to buy it again. Wait, does that work? I guess that doesn't make sense. But yes, definitely.
That's awesome.
Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app. No, Dave's been amazing to me. I live in a great house, and if it wasn't for Dave and Bob and Curious Jay, a couple other people, that I wouldn't be in this house. I mean, I owe them the world. So thank you guys very much. But anyway,
I know that. But you also got banned from PayPal recently, which is rough.
Is true. That was rough.
Confiscated your money.
That is rough. Yes, I totally agree. So, but I did just get $4.33 from Bob Nodell for gravity pills through Venmo. Thank you very much, Bob. Yeah. Came with some down force in me. Okay, go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
Everybody, if you don't have the Venmo app, download the Venmo app. It's so easy.
Venmo's very easy.
Venmo?
Yeah.
Venmo.
Does Jeran have a Venmo?
I do have a Venmo.
It's at Jeranism.
Right. And it's very easy. You can even put a little what it's for, so you can put that it's for, whatever, yeast infection. Which is hilarious. You can put whatever you want in the little comments. Yeah, Venmo. It is a partner with PayPal, but it seems very easy, and it only works in the United States. So I know there's a lot of people in the other countries saying, "What the hell are you guys talking
about?" PayPal has locked your account, so if I give money to Venmo, will you still be able to pull it out?
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, I've got a little card that I can use at the store and fill up gas and all that stuff. So thank you very much for saying that, and I appreciate
Excellent.
that.
Okay.
Dave appreciates you showing it off.
Yeah. So for everybody else that's listening out there, I saw an interview that Dave did. I think it was called 3 Flat Earthers Walk Into an Interview with TFR.
Right.
And it was Dave who did an interview with 3 other guys who were ballers.
Right.
Like total globe ballers. And Dave just crushed them in the most amazing way I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's so good.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, and I don't know how
they would like start talking about gravity, and Dave would just go, religion. It was hilarious. So anybody else that wants to learn how to talk to globers about flat Earth, look up that interview that Dave did with those 3 ballers, and it is the most amazing thing you'll see to learn how to deal with globers.
It's really good.
Dave, mad props on that. It was not only awesome, it was hilarious.
Is that the one with Eric, the little whiny guy?
Yeah, he was on that one.
It was the one with those 3 guys from St. Louis, where one of them's like a meth head, and the other 2 are kind of cool.
Yeah, okay, that I got it.
Dave's like, oh yeah, that
you
one.
know what I'm talking about, don't you?
I do.
Yeah. It was you against 3. Fucking 3 guys against Dave, and Dave crushed all of them.
It's not that hard, man. We're fighting flat Earth against a ridiculous ball. It's the easiest job on Earth. On flat Earth.
It is.
It's easy, but it's hard sometimes because it's very frustrating, and Dave just hangs with it, which is awesome. A lot of people are good at that. Some people get a little frustrated, get a little agitated, but Dave just stays right with it and just nails it every time. Does a good job.
Well, yeah, and he's like, Dave, you got to understand, Dave, most of us aren't as smart as you. So it's not as easy for us to like crush ballers like that. I mean, we're not that high Q. But in that interview, I mean, it was glorious. And that poor guy who was the meth head, he like just started, he couldn't handle Dave at all. And he was like, well, my sniper friend says there's a Coriolis effect and blah, blah, blah.
Of course,
and Dave's just like, religion.
You notice everybody has a sniper friend all of a sudden when they're trying to push the globe?
No one has a sniper friend.
No, but... All right. Well,
it was nonsense. So anyways, guys, good to talk to you. Dave, mad props on doing that. Please continue to do it on other podcasts and shows and radio shows. I mean...
Thank you. I got another one coming up on the 17th of December.
Oh, is that the part 2 of the Drive Time show? Or?
Part 2 of the Drive Time, LA Drive Time. I'll announce it when we get closer.
All right, nice.
And the whole sniper thing, people don't realize is if the sniper has to account for Coriolis, what's he looking at in his scope when he's shooting?
What's the viewfinder for?
What's the viewfinder looking at?
You just have to aim at a tree off to the left and... hopefully your calculations are correct, and it would just be, it's such nonsense. Just such nonsense. Let's go to the 843. You're on with Jeranism RAW. Who's this?
Jeran David. How you guys doing?
What's up, my buddy?
I was getting ready for my question, but I guess I'm a little early.
You can call back.
No, I'll do it now. That's good. What do you think of Alex's new single, Look Up?
I thought it was great.
Makes me cry.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it's really
good. It did. It was awesome.
Do you know that Alex is like on Crow this week?
Really?
Is he really?
Alex is the guest on Crow this week.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
That is awesome. Awesome. And the other thing too, I want to shout out to Alex. He's awesome. Love the guy. He does great work. The other thing too, I did a lot of flat smacking this week.
Good for you.
So I was at a doctor's appointment today, and I'm checking out, and I'm looking, in the waiting room while I'm checking out, and there's a guy with a NASA shirt, right? And I'm like,
oh boy,
I got to do something. Right? So after I check out, I walk over to him. I go, hey, what do you think about NASA? He goes, they're amazing. And I hand him Google Flat Earth cards. and I walked away. That's as far as that went. I walked away. But then I had relatives I live down south, so I have relatives from up north. My brother-in-law, sister-in-law, they came up for Thanksgiving, and we sat around the fire, and we started talking about stuff and conspiracies. Conspiracies came up, not on my call. They started talking about it, and my sister-in-law comes up, says, "What's your biggest conspiracy?" I go, "You really want to go there?" So I said, "Do you believe in the moon landing?" And she said, "Yeah." I go, "Do you believe in 9/11? She goes, "Yeah." I go, I really, really I don't think this is going to go well, so I'm not even going to bother. So, and then she kept bugging me. So, no, tell me, what's your biggest conspiracy? I go, "You believe you spin on a rock 1,000 miles an hour, 66.6 thousand miles an hour around the sun, and rocketing through the universe 500,000 miles an hour, but you don't feel anything?"
Right.
She goes, "That's crazy." She goes, "That's crazy." I go, "That's what you believe?" And she's like, and she got up and walked in the house. She walked away.
That's good. That's good, because callers don't know
awesome.
what they believe. Because if they knew what they believed, they wouldn't believe it.
And
exactly.
You can bet your bottom dollar that in 2 months or 3 months, she's going to be sitting alone one night and she's going to start to look it up, and then she's going to call you.
I'm going to get text messages going, "What the whatever."
Yeah, no, it happens to everybody.
Exactly.
So, hey,
and you know what? I love doing that. It's awesome.
Appreciate the call. I'm going to let you go. We're going to try and get through one other call here before the break. 905, you're on with Jeranism RAW. Who's this?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
You got in before we got the one question only, or else you'd be gone.
Well, no, I would have been okay with that.
Okay.
But, so, do you guys think that I should monetize my channel? Because it's never been monetized ever.
No.
And should I? Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah, it's a little scary. I mean, I definitely think it puts you into a different class where they keep a closer eye on you. But I think if you can make a few bucks here and there for anything that you produce, then you should get that.
Yeah, but I don't really produce anything. I just kind of pirate and mirror.
Well, then
so I don't deserve any money.
Then probably not. No, yeah. I mean, I've seen it. You've done videos before. What do you mean?
Well, I've got a few, but I have been piggybacking off of you guys for the longest
That's all right. We appreciate you mirroring us so people have a place to chat. It's awesome.
It's good. We're very happy with that.
Other than that, Jeran, when you were doing the Owen comedy show stream?
Yes.
I don't know if you had a chance to watch your chat, although it was pretty wild.
Yes.
But apparently Eric Dubé was in the chat, or somebody who stole his name and
there's a
pretending
fake
to be
Eric
him.
Dubé channel.
Yeah, of course, there's a fake everything channel. Yeah, one of the email. I'll let you go. But one of the emails we got a lot, or I get a lot, is people saying, "Hey, I saw you made this comment on this channel or this comment on that channel," and then I go look, and it's somebody who's got my exact logo, the exact account name, and makes comments, and people think it's me. It's like things like that I can't even worry about anymore. The amount of time it would take me to go through the YouTube process of getting that person eliminated, they just do that to just waste time. I mean, that's what they'd rather do. They'd rather me waste my time following up with people like that, answering emails with people that think I've said something ridiculous. And this stuff is always ridiculous. It's just some nonsense. Somebody does that and it works. So it's pretty sad that it works, but it does. All right, so we got a break coming up. When we get back, we'll be playing one question only. Make sure you understand how that works. Don't go anywhere. It's Jeranism RAW. We'll be right back.
Well, it comes with cost, a price too large, as if we're really just born to die. I'd rather not be born. Stay in school, they said. Use your tools, they said. But being on TV looks pretty.
The reviews for Extendivite are amazing. Here are some from Amazon. September 2018. Extendivite works in keeping my blood pressure in the normal range. I've been using Extendivite for many years now. May 2018. Great product. I use regularly and I rarely get sick. March 2018. This product has relieved what appeared to be angina pain in my chest and shortness of breath after climbing stairs. I'm quite happy about it. February 2018. My husband, son, and I have been using this product for a few months now, and we have noticed an improvement in our joints and blood pressure. Tell us your story. Get Extendivite today. To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822. Or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendivite.
This is iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio makes you want to move.
When you have a great melody,
a song can last forever.
instantly connected.
I love it when the beat goes.
Did you know you can listen to Truth Frequency Radio on iHeartRadio? Just download the app to your smart car, smartphone, or smart TV and get the best of TFR wherever you are.
iHeartRadio.
I'll see you there.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
True initiation is an inward journey. It's a spiritual path that is totally inward. It has nothing to do with anything external to you.
I want to determine if the Grand Architect is indeed what I believe it to be, which is the artificial intelligence.
The initiatory path is one of self-discovery and self-revealing. It's not a journey that someone can hold your hand through.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take you through the steps of initiation. Remember, you are divinity.
Step Beyond the Veil with Chris and Sherry Geo.
Fridays and Saturdays,
7 p.m. to 10 p.m.
You are now tuned into the Truth Frequency.
Your protection from deception.
TFR. Truth Frequency Radio.
right, welcome back. You're listening to Jeranism RAW. We've got another half hour to go. We're going to be playing one question and one question only. By the way, I do need to retract something I said earlier. I said that Douglas Falk's new book was called something it's not. It's called The Voyage. So it's coming out tomorrow. Check Amazon and all the fun places you can buy books. Pick up The Voyage by Douglas Falk. And also check out Jason of the Disbury Family's stream tomorrow, as he'll be there doing the Globli Euro Tour. So check it out. All right, Dave, are you ready? Is there anything else you want to talk about before we get going? Did you have more blimp stuff? We've only got about 5
I just want people to just start looking at all of those space shuttle videos of the external fuel tank falling back to Earth, and see what you can find. It's real easy, and I think there's going to be some gems in there, especially now that we know what we're looking for.
Right.
Looking for a cloaked, for lack of a better word, aircraft somewhere in the footage.
Okay, let's check it out. Yeah, it should be good. And we'll talk about it on Friday for sure during the lounge. So check that out Friday.
One last thing. I discovered a site today. It's been around for a while called BitTubers, BITTUBERS.com. I created an account. It took 10 seconds, and I uploaded my 3 blimp videos. It took like 30 seconds a piece, and it has live streaming, and it looks pretty darn good. So people check that out. It might be a good alternative to start backing up our channels and stuff there.
All right. Sounds good. Everybody should check that out. All right. Let's go to the first caller. One question only. What is your question in the 888 area code?
Yes. Hi, guys. Did you listen? It's Daniel here. Did you listen to...
Go ahead.
Huh?
Go ahead. Sorry.
Finish your question.
Did you listen to Chris Geo recently, who flat smacked Brooks Agnew?
Okay, thank you for the call. I did not, but we actually had Brooks Agnew on the show before. Missa and I interviewed Brooks Agnew, who told us that he has some craft on Mars that he can turn on and off the camera. Do you remember us talking about that, Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I told him, well, give me some information on how I can come see that turned on, or can I watch you do it, or can I come see? And he never got back to me. So, hey, I love everybody at TFR. Everybody at TFR has their own opinions. Brooks Agnew obviously has a show there. He believes in the hollow earth.
Which works perfectly well on a flat earth.
Sure. Yeah. Obviously, there's, caverns below. We know that. You can go multiple levels down. Obviously, just go to anywhere with a metro situation and see what happens under the ground. But there's obviously much more than that. And if you believe that you have some craft on Mars, then I could see why you think Mars is real. But I just don't think it's true what he said, that he can go turn it on at any time and he can look through the camera. And I don't think that even he would still stand behind that, to be honest with you. I think he was just kind of saying it tongue in cheek. He also was describing the big long cylinders that they have that they can bounce light off of, and using that as proof of the globe. It was just all over the place. So that is hopefully your question. Let's go to the next question. And again, if you want to get in line, 213-233-3998. Very easy to get on the phone this time because you're only going to ask a question and a question only. Let's see what we have from the 910. I believe that's Jacob, who usually calls in, but I'm not sure. Who's this?
What's up, guys? It's Jacob.
Boy.
Hey, thanks, Jacob.
That was great.
Just a show, Monday night. It's a good night.
Let's go to the 530 area code. You're on with Jeranism RAW. One question only.
Hey, Jeran, it's William from William Who's Been Awoken. Good to see you're doing good, and I will go ahead with a question that I have. I was going to comment on the blimp thing since I was in Space Command, but I'll forgo that this time. So my question for you, Dave, is you know how the scientists say that when the space station's up so high in the atmosphere that heat doesn't transfer, and so the molecules, that's why they can be up there. So my question is, if that's the case and the sun's 93 million miles away, what's radiating the heat in the sun to not only Mercury, but Mars, Venus, and Earth, if that's not able to be done in a vacuum of space? And so I just think that would be a good question to add to maybe to Mark Sargent's 5 scientific questions. And I did come up with a theory, but that's my question.
Thanks for that.
Thanks.
Jeran, I mean, it makes no sense to me. The whole model of how it works in the Goldilocks zone doesn't work.
No, it's all bullshit. I mean, they're going to say that it's the atmosphere, that each little planet has its own little atmosphere, and that's what's actually impacting these sun rays or these solar rays that are coming in. But again, the whole idea of the vacuum of space is probably the easiest proof of the helio-nonsensical model being complete and total bullshit. Just to think of all those distances that you're looking out in the sky, go out tonight. Well, it's not raining where you're at. But if you go out and look at the stars and think of the distances that they're talking about, and then realize that the Earth's atmosphere would be the tiniest little fingernail sliver in a whole wash of vacuum. The fact that it could exist and we'd be able to breathe and have this conversation that we're having right now is simply impossible. It's just been passed off as being true for the longest time. People study on it and base their whole theories on it, and it's all complete and total bullshit in my mind.
Right.
Dave? You?
Yeah, no, none of it makes any sense. So the heat is one thing, and then light from the other. You know, you have all these stars in the solar system, in the galaxy, but it's dark everywhere. You know, but we see Saturn, Jupiter with our naked eye, and if you were on Saturn or Jupiter, if it was a place that you could be, the sun is the size of a friggin' star. So how is that star lighting it up so bright that light can bounce back to us and be brighter than any star in the sky? It's all nonsense.
No, even when you start looking at their whole idea of a light year, I think that I've heard before that if the sun that we have was 1/1000th of a light year, right? So remember that the closest star that they say, according to their math or whatever, is 4 light years away, which is about 25 trillion miles. But they're telling us that the closest, or our sun, which is close, but if it's 1/1000th of a light year away, it would be imperceptible to our eye, which is just ridiculous when you really start thinking about that. And that's 1/1000th of a light year. And of course, the closest star we see. And again, they can just play with anything. Any star that you see, they can increase what they say the brightness is. They can tell you how big it is. They can tell you what it's made of. How are you ever going to know the difference?
That's 1/1000th of a light year is like 8 light hours.
8 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just ridiculous. Let's go to the 360. One question only, and you can get in line if you want. 213-233-3998. I actually just see the 910 pop back up on the board. So, Jacob, if we get to you're going to try and get another question, and I can tell. All right, 360.
That's fine. You can call as many times as you want. Just ask one question, though.
Sure. 360.
Hey, it's Dottie. What's going on?
Hey, Dottie. Thanks, man.
Dottie, man, I can't believe it. So
horrible.
So horrible. I feel so bad too. But one question only. That's what we're playing tonight. And if you get dumped for that reason, I feel bad.
She said, "What's going on? Hey, we're doing the show. Life is good. We were going to talk to Dottie, but she blew it. Dottie, call back.
Get back in line, Dottie. Let's go to 205. You're on with Jeranism Monday. Oops. Yeah, you're on with Jeranism Monday Raw. Who's this? Or don't answer that. Oh yeah, you can answer that. Just ask me a question.
Hey, Jeran. Hey,
guys.
Jeran.
Yep. Was that a question?
Long-time fan. May I tell you of a great back pain relief method?
Please.
Yes. Go in your shower, towards the end of it, when you're done with your shower, slowly turn the valve and make it cold and aim it right where it hurts the most. On me, it's right where the flat part hits the round part. But anyway, turn it on cold as long as you can take it. I played Scarecrow Wizard of Oz. I had sledding accidents. I had lots of therapy. But finally, the nurse told me of this tip.
All right.
Awesome. Thanks for the call.
Appreciate that a lot. And I only take cold showers. So it's kind of the way it goes anyway. Let's go to the 570. One question only. Shoot. You're on the air. 570. Oh, they're going to ruin the show.
Hey, guys.
Oh, no, we're on. Good. What's up?
So, I feel like I'm wasting my one question, but that's all right. What was the code that you gave earlier in the show? Get that book. I think it's a great gift idea.
Oh, thanks. It's a super great gift. Yeah. It's 16 emergency landings at lulu.com, and it's Cyber Monday 30. And literally, you have 19 minutes to order the book. No, you have an hour and 19 minutes. That's my bad.
I tried that code. Is it what is it a space or
no spaces? CYBERMONDAY 30.
Didn't work, huh?
Try again. Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks. Oh,
Cyber Monday 30. No spaces.
Go to the 843. If didn't we already take that call? I don't know. 843 or Alma Jeranism Monday Raw. One question. Shoot.
Me again. I got one question. When I look at the sun, when it's above me, I can't stare at it. But when it's setting, I can look straight at it. Or when it's rising, I can look straight at it, and it doesn't hurt my eyes. But when it's above me, I can't look at it. Why is that?
I can answer that.
Dave, shoot.
The reason is two reasons. One, the sun when it's on the horizons is actually farther away, but it's being magnified a little bit in the atmosphere, and it's also traveling through the thickest part of the atmosphere, so you're losing lots of the light. So it's twofold. You're looking through the thickest part of the atmosphere, and it's farther away.
Excellent. I was going to say the same thing. It's farther away. That's the easiest answer. It's closest to when it's directly above you, and that is the least amount of atmosphere you'll ever have to deal with is what's straight above your head at 90 degrees. So, 216, you're on with Jeranism Monday Night Raw. One question only.
Hey, guys. Jeff in Cleveland. Great show. Love you guys.
Thanks.
Hey, why can't we know how far away the sun and the moon is from us?
Okay, great question. I guess I'm confused what you mean by that, but the easiest answer for that is because anytime you take two people's perspective and you draw it out and you do the whole math involved, you can come up with a number. As soon as you take a third person's perspective and you do that same math, all of a sudden it breaks down. So I think that the reason for that is because what we're looking at is not the actual item. It's the equivalent of if you tried to figure out the distance of something in a mirror. So it wouldn't work because each observer's the appearance to each observer is quite different. So if you did try and draw lines from each observer in a room to figure out how far something is in the reflection, you could never figure it out. And it's the same thing when we're talking about the sun. The sun, the apparent sun that we see, can't be triangulated against. Dave, is that a good answer? Or
yeah, good answer. It's just it's not triangulatable. Is that a word?
Which is true on the globe Earth or the flat Earth, by the way.
Correct.
The globe Earth also cannot use three locations to figure out the distance of the sun. It breaks down.
All right.
910, I believe it's Jacob again. One question only.
That was funny as hell, dude. So I'm going to try to be quicker than 30 seconds. I'm sure most people haven't heard of a self-exciting alternator. There's no need for a capacitor. There's no need for a battery. And I'm sure people have wondered if they have heard of a self-exciting or seen it or YouTubed it. I'm sure they've wondered, well, where did they come up with that idea? Well, I tend to think that the North Pole is the magnet. We get our ideas from creation, just like helicopters and looking in nature. So the North Pole is the magnet. The magnetic field is the dome. That's made out of something that current flows through. And if you wonder how they got that idea, look at lightning. It's simple. No need for capacitors. No need for batteries. A self-exciting alternator will run itself forever. Just YouTube it. And that's what we live on, guys. An alternator.
I like it.
I like it too. It sounded very Tesla-esque, if you ask me.
I like it. It's right in front of our face like those damn blimps.
Damn blimps. All right, let's go to the 360. You're on with Jeranism Monday Night Raw. One question.
Hi, I'm back. I'm not going to ruin it this time. Okay. So the Earth produces, like oil and crystals and stuff like that. But what else does it make? I know those two obvious things, but what else does the Earth make? That's probably such a dumb question, man. I just suck.
That's a great question, Dottie. That's a fantastic question. Does it make water?
Yes. I think it makes everything. What doesn't the Earth make?
What on the Earth is not was not once living?
What on the earth was not at one time living?
Yeah, alive.
I don't know. I mean, if you say dirt, I mean, people will just say that dirt is the,
Yeah, dirt was alive. You say rocks, Alex's buddy Mike will have your head.
Right. No, I mean, all the gases and everything, and the diamonds and coal, and I think the Earth makes a lot.
Hey, because I'm the host, I can ask a question and not get hung up on. What about the theory that diamonds fall from the sky, that they come from the firmament?
Oh, that's one of the things, right when you said it, my first initial response was going to be say bullshit. But then I drew that back and said, I'll have to think about it. But
they're finding diamonds. Like, diamonds are all over the ground in Africa. They're just everywhere on the surface. Now, don't they find diamonds deep in mines, though? Or do they not?
No, that's what they say. But I've heard a lot of things that it's not true.
Lucy in the sky with diamonds?
I don't
know.
Well, you'd have to go to a very unpopulated place to check that out, but I've never found a diamond on the ground. But I'm sure somebody...
All right, let's go. Any more calls?
Not right now. 213-233-3998. Should we pick back Dottie? We'll pick up Dottie for a second just because we were so mean to her earlier. Dottie, is that what you were kind of getting at? You think, or you think it doesn't make anything else?
No, I was just kind of thinking about how, like, when oil, people will like tap out the oil wells, but then you go back to it years later and it's filled up again, and then
that's
because, I have friends.
That's because more dinosaurs have died. So
exactly. But yeah, like I have friends who go rock hounding, and I mean they just dig up crystals out of the ground, and then they go back to that place later, and there's more crystals there. And so I was just thinking, I'm like, well, the Earth is just like this big producing machine. Like it's just constantly giving us different things, and it's just awesome. I just love it. But
it's amazing.
But yeah,
that's the way to say it. Absolutely. I totally agree with you. I'm going to let you go because we did get another call. But Dave, don't you agree? I mean, I think everything comes from the Earth, and this is what they try and hide, right? Electricity, free energy, all those things are readily available. But if you have some oligarchs at the top that convince the world that they're living on a spinning ball and that they're controlled and there's nowhere else to research, there's nowhere else to go, there's nothing else to uncover, then people just stay home and they become basically little working ants for those above them. And that's why, I've heard people say, oh, we're all going to be destroyed. They're going to take us all out. I don't know if that's necessarily true, because I think that the rich and powerful absolutely need us. They need us to make everything that they have, their cars, their planes, their houses, their everything. And so we just are the dumb ones who sit around and listen to what we were taught and listen to what we were told and don't question anything. And if it wasn't for the internet, man, I think the world would be in a scary, scary place right now. I think the internet's what's keeping truth alive. What do you think, Dave?
Absolutely. That just concerns me. What is going to happen? Are they going to let the population wake up? Is this part of the cycle?
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like that, and you can tell that they're desperate in everything that they're doing, and all these news narrations and the news stories and everything is just showing the desperation. I think it'll be interesting what happens in this election. Do you think that'll be interesting, Dave? What says you on that?
I have paid no attention to the election whatsoever. I'm so over the election. So I can't believe it is an election year. So I just think it's going to be crazy and distracting and meaningless.
Yeah. Well, it's always the two people they put up there certainly are their choices. So how about the 213? One question only. Don't ruin our perfect streak, please, by the way. Go ahead.
Hey, guys. Just one quick question for Dave, probably. We have to consider that possibly we are just one of many things like the Earth, puddle or whatever. I kind of think of it like one of the slots in an egg carton. And with that in mind, a circle is the most efficient shape. But if you tessellate it out like a honeycomb, then the hexagon becomes the most efficient shape. And if our creator is as smart as he is and doesn't waste space, I was wanted maybe Dave to consider the idea that the Earth is a hexagon, and maybe that would help with some of the problems in the cells. Thank you.
All right. I'll let Dave answer that, but I'm not sure that a hexagon shape would help, flight paths and stuff like that. I mean, really, we're just talking about the edges of Antarctica, and could that be now I'm thinking about it, it kind of would help as far as some of the flights that we see possibly. I mean, I've said for a long time that if they just had one flight that went from basically New Zealand down across the South Pole to, say, Madagascar or somewhere like that, that would tell us a lot, but they've never done that and won't do it. But then I'm starting to think that even if they had a camera on a plane, if it was kind of a hexagon shape, you could travel over the ice a lot longer than if it was a circle shape. But go ahead, Dave. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's I really haven't thought about that. I don't know what the shape outside of the world that we can explore is. So the world that we can explore is a circle, a flat circle. We can't go beyond that circle's edge. So what's beyond there? I don't know.
I don't think anybody knows. I don't think you can go there. You can't do that. But Dave, what did you think about my idea earlier about going to the boardwalk and doing some man on the streets interview? Think it'd be funny? I think it'd be good to just ask people too, how far away the sun is. I don't know, how far away the moon is, how fast we're spinning, how fast are we flying through space? Yeah, just some questions like that I think would be great.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is people get, defensive. You have to kind of really, make sure they know that you were in the same cases, that same place as them. But asking someone about the moon landing, 99, most of them are going to say they believe it. And then, then you need something like that orbiter video.
Even after we talked with the waitress there at Dealey Plaza, you think that many people would say they think we went to the moon, huh? I think that number is like
no, she got it. She knows it wasn't true.
No, I know that. I'm saying
I don't know, Darren.
Well, we'll find it out. How about that?
I don't know. Hey, I'm getting messages that people are trying Lulu and the Cyber Monday 30 isn't working. It says 11:59 p.m. I'm assuming that was Eastern for me. But if for some reason it doesn't work, those guys, their customer service is awesome. Shoot them an email, go to contact, say, hey, I was trying to buy this with the Cyber 30. It isn't working. They'll email you back tomorrow and say, no problem, here you go, and they'll give you the discount. So if it's not working, CYBERMONDAY 30. That's the email I got from them today, and I used it. It worked.
I just went to the site, and the very first thing that pops up says Cyber Monday sale, 30% off all print products. Use code Cyber Monday 30, all capitals. If maybe people aren't using all caps, it certainly looks like it's all caps. It expires December 2nd.
But if it doesn't work, just send them an email tonight or even tomorrow, and they'll honor it.
Boom. Dave says so.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And we talked about Flat Earth Clock Shop. I'm just going through some of my links here to see if there was anything else we wanted to talk about. We're almost coming up on the end.
We're at the end. Everybody, just for Christmas, this is your opportunity to introduce the people in your lives to the true world that we live in, and you can do it in just a nice way. A card, an app, a book.
And I'm telling you, it works just to mention it. Just get them thinking about it. Nobody's going to hear you say it the first time and be like, oh, yeah, that's true. Now, granted, there might be 1 out of 100 people that say that.
Right.
But you really just need to think about the fact of how you were awoken. Think about what woke you up. I always tell the story, told it many times, where my friend told me in like 2005 that 9/11 was an inside job, and I told him to shut the hell up. Don't ever talk to me about that again. It's nonsense. And it wasn't until months and months after that I happened to be home one day, had nothing to do, got on the internet, started searching it, and then you just get locked in. And then all of a sudden you see all the lies and they start. And then from there, I had to go back to my buddy and be like, hey, I really apologize for telling you that. And I've had so many people with emails that have told me their story of hating me at first, hating my channel, hating the things I had to say, and then doing some research themselves, and then they come out the other side. So really, it's just mentioning it.
I'm excited I just got my calendars today. They're amazing. I'm excited to give them out to a lot of people. So,
will your sister get one?
My sister will not get one. No.
Yeah, so some people it takes a little bit more time than others, but it's all right. We'll all get through it. And you just got to wake up one person at a time.
Maybe if I have an extra one, maybe my sister will get one if I have enough.
I would love to see a live unboxing on YouTube of that. That'd be great.
Oh.
Show the unboxing and just pissed off and throwing rocks at the walls and cursing her brother. That'd be great. All right, guys. That's going to be the show, I think. Yeah, there it is. And we'll see you next week. And tune in Friday for the Lounge.
Sweet.
Truth Frequency Radio is your number one source for news and information without the hate, hype, and fear. We're proud to feature cutting-edge programs like The Christopher Everard Show, The Covert Report with Susan Lindauer, Enemy Within Radio with Tom Barnes, Freaky Friday with The Woo Crew, The Gematria Effect with Zachary Hubbard, America's Evil Genius with Travis Cook, Phoenix Rising Radio with Phoenix, Quantum Connections with Lucky, and dozens more. Did you know you can listen from any telephone by dialing 641-793-7117 or call into your favorite show toll free at 833-TFR Live. Uncensored talk and news you won't hear in the mainstream media. Truth Frequency Radio, your protection from deception.
Impeachment inquiry, guilty plea. I'm Ann Cates. Republicans have prepared a 123-page rebuttal as the House Intelligence Committee votes tomorrow on the impeachment probe findings by Democrats. Correspondent Lauren Fox.
They're arguing that the July 25th phone call between President Trump and Ukraine's President Zelensky was fine. They're also saying that the president was right to be skeptical of Ukraine and corruption, arguing it's in the president's